Following the Jefferson Trade Centre mission with Captain Lewis, General Anderson has come to the realization that the True Sons are no match for the Division or the Black Tusk, so he has reached out to Natalya Sokolova in an attempt to team up. Natalia has sent out a team of Black Tusk operatives to assess and work out the viability of this potential new alliance, the first of which is Mathias Trig Schneider. Trig was born and raised in Copenhagen, Denmark. From early on, he was seen as a gifted child, with a particular interest in mathematics. At the age of 12, he moved to the United States to study at MIT. Aged 18, he graduated with a master's in electrical engineering and would become the department's youngest associate professor. His theoretical work on perpetual energy turbines eventually caught the eye of the Defense Department, and he would be brought in to consult with DARPA scientists on several classified projects. But it wasn't long before his skills were noticed by others. Trig would be headhunted and recruited by the Black Tusk private military company to find alternative solutions for powering their hovercrafts during off-grid and prolonged deployment operations. For the first time, we've now been given a visual of General Anderson. What is interesting to notice is that he is wearing General Antoine Ridgway's jacket. This speaks highly to his personality and intentions. The first moment he had, he grabbed Ridgway's jacket as a symbolic gesture to assume the mantle of control over the True Sons. Others would have proven their worth, or would have been the obvious choice as his successor, but Anderson obviously thought he needed this as further evidence to support his claim. Regardless, Anderson has now decided that the True Sons can no longer continue with their plans, not without the support of others. The Division and the Black Tusk have proven that the True Sons are no match, so Anderson reached out to Natalia to work out an alliance. However, given our last interactions with him, Captain Lewis is likely to have some issues with this. Lewis assisted us in taking down one of Natalia's operatives after his team was taken out at the Jefferson Trade Centre. But for now, Lewis takes his orders and meets up with one of the Black Tusk operatives who are assessing the True Sons' position.
I hope you're not still pissed about what happened at the Jefferson Trade Center.
We were on opposite sides of a war. Can't fault you for seeing me as the enemy.
What's your favorite geometric shape?
I don't know. A triangle?
Interesting. Practical, steady, strong, stable. One of the hardest shapes to break. A shape can tell you a lot about a person.
What's yours?
Technically, it's a plane curve, but there's nothing more beautiful than a parabola.
You see a lot of parabolas in your line of work?
Every time I take a shot.
You don't think it's weird that we were shooting at each other last week and now we're supposed to be best buddies?
I think it's weird the True Sons thought they could stop us.
Better to get on board than get run over.
Exactly. You really are a triangle.
Division agents receive intel that Trig is located somewhere in southwest Washington, D.C. After taking out a number of freshly acquired outposts held by the Black Tusk, they would discover that Trig had been hunkered down in the Jefferson Plaza. The Black Tusk presence was heavy and they had well fortified the area, but the agents were able to slowly advance through the facility until they eventually met up with the target face to face. Trig was prepared to have more than just a gunfight, as he had explosive devices strapped all over his armor. However, these certainly didn't work in his favor. Before he had a chance to use them, a few quick bursts from the agents would cause them to detonate, stripping him of his armor, leaving him open to the final kill shot. As part of her assessment of the True Sons, Natalia questions the loyalty of one of Anderson's most trusted lieutenants.
I'm worried about your man, Lewis.
He's a pencil pusher. Nothing to worry about.
He allied with the Division during Bonnie's test.
Well, momentary lapse of judgment.
Why are you protecting him?
He's loyal. He knows where all the bodies are buried. He won't be a problem.
If you're wrong about where his loyalties lie, at least he can tell you where to bury his body.
But Anderson won't have a bar of it. Lewis is one of the good ones, someone who has been there from the very beginning, someone he trusts. He would need more than a little speculation in order to act on such an idea. and that's exactly what Natalia would bring.
Manny, hear me out. There's nothing to talk about. You chose to follow Ridgway. You chose to let all those people die on Roosevelt Island.
You're right. Those were my choices, and I have to live with them. But it's not too late to make different choices.
What the hell are you talking about?
Can we meet? You were right. Lewis may be a problem.
I'm glad you agree.
You want me to, take care of it?
Not yet. Watch him, and see what he does next.
Who better to lead you to the rat's nest than a rat?
It would seem that whatever side Lewis is playing for, his options are now becoming pretty limited. As someone who's extremely loyal to the True Sons, they have now taken a turn under Anderson's leadership to team up with a regime that Lewis doesn't agree with. So at this stage it would appear that the Jefferson Trade Centre mission, where he teamed up with the Division, won't be a one-off. I imagine the Division will be involved in rescuing him in a future mission, fully bringing him over to our side, potentially with other True Sons that are loyal to him. He can't be the only one who's unhappy with the direction that their new leader is taking them. Season 10 seems to be taking a similar direction to Season 9, where the minor targets are just that, minor characters. There isn't much information on Trig. He was more of a vessel to carry other comms leading towards the final Manhunt target, General Anderson. While this is fairly common practice, I would have liked to hear a little more about Trig. He had potential to be an interesting addition to the story. But who knows, maybe we'll hear more about him later. They've certainly left it incredibly open, much like Manny. And now look at him, he's playing a much larger part in this season. But I'll talk more about that in another video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers!